They venture hundreds of kilometers across treacherous Arctic sea ice, hunting for their food while on patrol. They camp outdoors, even when it's minus 45. They have the skills to find someone lost in all this vastness.
Dilemma of how Canada was going to defend such a great big country with such a sparse northern population. So one of the solutions was, what about going and turning to people who actually live in those areas themselves? Giving them a light amount of equipment, only a rifle and a couple hundred rounds of ammunition. The uniform consisted of an armband. Give them very modest training and basically ask these people to serve as eyes and ears for the Canadian military in their regions. When they saw something strange, like a submarine, or when they saw strange vessels or strange aircraft, to go to whoever they could with a radio to be able to communicate back down south what they'd seen. At other times, they undertook search and rescue and also played a key role in guiding and assisting Southern forces that came north to their homeland to go and actually operate. So the Rangers slowly took shape in the 1940s, early 1940s.
Currently, and I'll be adding one more bar to the one here on the right. I appreciate the award, but I would have done it anyway. You know, I mean, it's not the award that I'm doing it for. It's
By the new millennium, their tasks had changed to get rid of a combat focus, so very much a focus on support to domestic operations and support to sovereignty operations. But at the same time, a continued presence at a local level, serving local needs, be it addressing avalanches or forest fires, humanitarian emergencies. So this wonderful balance has been maintained over time between national military interests, being able to support Southern troops that come into the regions, and at the same time being able to address local needs, a balance that I think has persisted very strongly over 70 years.
Good. We then moved on to confirm our ice rescue skills, and that also included us learning how to ensure that the area that we're working in is safe. If rangers are called upon to do an ice rescue, they must not feel nervous, and they need to have confidence in the area that they work in. So to do that, we started off with an ice reconnaissance, where they would take the depth of the ice, type of ice, and the condition. Once they felt confident in their environment, we then moved on in confirming basic skills in the rescue. Canadian Rangers often work in remote locations on their own. Oftentimes the people that they are out looking for need assistance. To bring these resources to them, they would have to build a runway or a landing zone. So we started the day off by building landing zones for helicopters. We then moved on to a runway by day, and then we took the opportunity that evening to test our new runway lights. For running Exercise Coastal Ranger. The exercise takes place on the James Bay coast. It involves all 4 patrols within that area of responsibility. The Canadian Rangers are the eyes and ears of the Army in Northern Canada. They work in remote locations and often on their own. Sometimes Rangers are called upon to do things in areas that we cannot get personnel or equipment into very readily. The exercise is designed to give the Ranger confidence in his skills and his ability to operate with.
The between the Canadian Armed Forces and First Nations communities is that we have the knowledge and the know-how to get around in our area, and the Canadian Armed Forces have the resources and they have the funding to get us out there to respond to emergency situations where we could save lives and do it fast and efficient. Mainly it's practice. You got to get guys out, you got to keep them out, and you got to keep them practicing their skills. You got new guys coming in, you got old guys leaving, and you got to keep active. That's the only way we're going to stay strong as a patrol. I joined the Armed Forces to save lives. And I felt this was the only way I could stay in community and I could achieve that as well.
Canadian Rangers of the James Bay Coast are good at what they do, and they do it in places where nobody else does. They can be relied upon to ensure that when they're needed, they'll be there.
My name is Liani Berchak. That's my family. Last year we went out on the land. We were going out to go bring plywoods, and on our way there, my cheeks froze. I'm sewing up my fur so I could be warmer out on the land, so I don't have to get my cheeks frozen or my face again. That's part of the bum off of a caribou.
We saw lots of caribous.
Okay, now I want you to move down, cut me a knot. Good stuff.
10 clicks. And then what I want you to do is I want you to find an area where you can set up a camp, where somebody has survived the crash, set up a camp. But I want that camp at least a half a mile off the trail. Any questions?
These guys a little bit more to conduct that type of business.
You should hear the stories from Alex. Oh man, some of the crashes and stuff, like he survived for a month out there with broken ankles and cared for 2 other injured guys. It's just unreal. Just unreal.